Johnny, obviously a disappointing result. What's the overall feeling?
Oh, look, it's obviously it's disappointing to lose a semi-final. To have another chance at a grand final, but there's no doubt that deep inside, I believe that we had it was going to be an uphill battle for us, coming off a hard slog on Tuesday, 120 minutes, and then saying that we were still in the game at 2-1. And then we make the mistake and we lose 2-1, the game's over. But 2-1, you can probably get something, maybe. Who knows? Those last 10-15 minutes, you put a bit of pressure on them. But credit to Oakleigh, they played to the strengths, which is a lot of counter-attacking football, and they got some goals out of that. And wish them all the best in the final.
They seem to be a bogey side for your team this year. The only team that actually really struggled against, but you did get one win. What is it about the way they go about it that you think you've struggled to deal with this year?
Oh no, nothing really that they got anything over us or anything. It's just one of those things sometimes, maybe it's the mental state of them that they rise to the occasion and we don't, and we have to be better than that, and we've got to be better mentally prepared for teams like that, because we know that from now on there's the South Melbourne Heidelberg derbies and there's Oakleigh Bentleigh Greens derby. So, but the boys gave whatever they could today, and I'm proud of them, and we've got a lot to look forward to. We've got the NPL Championship and we've got the FFA Cup to look forward to. Do
you feel like Bosniak should have been sent off for the incident with Archibald?
I couldn't see it, to be honest, very well, so I can't really make any comment about that.
Oakleigh were at full strength today. You guys had Chris Lucas and Ross Honos missing. How much of a difference would those two players have made?
Oh, look, it's never good to have players out, no doubt about it. But the team's about 18, 19 players. So if someone's missing, someone's got to come up, step up, and we've had that. No problem for a while now. Chris has been there for a while, so and so has Ross. So we haven't lost the game all year apart from today. So I can't say that that was a major factor in it. Could have helped. Could have helped us a bit more better. But at the end of the day, Oakleigh were better on the day.
Is it a natural consequence that a big FFA Cup run, just the semi-professional nature of this league, that it's much harder to compete on the three fronts, and even with player point system, that it makes it much harder to come into a game like today and be at full strength and play to your best? Yeah,
that's a very good point, and that's. I mean, how do you change it? I don't know. You can't have 22 players on your roster because they're not fully professional. So players who don't play don't get paid here. So obviously they get disenchanted and they leave, which is fair enough. I can understand that. So we're not in that realm yet, unfortunately, and it does make it hard on three fronts to sort of have everyone fresh and so on. But in saying that, it's a blessing today that we lost, I suppose, because now we can freshen them up for a couple of weeks until we've got our next game, which is on the 17th. So, it would be great if we could have 22 players on our roster paid. That way we wouldn't have that problem.
So would you then say that 2016 was an improvement on last year in footballing terms for the club?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we've achieved amazing things this year. Let's be honest. We've got minor premiers, a semi-final of the major championship, I suppose, and FFA Cup, last 8, and NPL Championship. So, I mean, Doherty Cups, Charity Shield Cups. I'm going to lose. It's just amazing what's happened this year. But I think today was a massive task, and unfortunately, it didn't come off.
Given what you just said, John, about retaining players, having rosters, is this just further kind of proof to the FFA, if they need it, that they really have to move quickly to subsidise or at least professionalise second-tier football in this country? Yes,
it does. There's no doubt about it. It's got to move quickly, because you can't expect some of these boys tomorrow. They've got to go back to work laying bricks and sitting on top of roofs and laying roof tiles and all that. So, unfortunately, we'll never be able to match that in the A-League, because the players they work all day and they haven't got that professionalism. So, if something can happen sooner rather than later, it'll be better not only for the second division, also for the A-League. The A-League will get better also. I'm hoping at some stage that can happen. I don't know how long it's going to be, but the quicker it is, the better, because we can compete then on three fronts. Because at the moment we can't. There's no way in the world.
Just with one of the many positives of this year has been the form of Ryan Scott, a young goalkeeper who came under this season. You know, a lot of people weren't sure how he was going to be able to replace a goalkeeper like Alistair Bray.
Yep.
You yourself you have a brother who was an exceptional goalkeeper at National League level. How far do you reckon Ryan can go in his goalkeeping career?
Yeah, right. Well, Ryan's had an amazing year. He's had an amazing defence in front of him also to protect him. So he's been doing exceptionally well, and he's made mistakes, but he's learnt from them. And how he's learnt from them, he's bounced back the week after, making some great saves. So kept us in the game. So, he's got a bright future, and if he keeps working hard, which he does, and he wants it, I'm no doubt in my mind that he'll be knocking on the door in the A-League at some stage.
What are your thoughts on having a final series? Obviously, we were the beneficiary of one last season, but do you feel like with the fixture congestion that it is a good idea to have a final series, or is it more just because it's an Australian culture to have something that's around?
I think it's an excellent question. The way things are at the moment, and we're working on three fronts, I think the final series, I think it's got to be done away with at the moment. And not because we lost, because I'm even saying it for last year. No problem. I can say this thing for last year, but it looks like the way it's going to be tough for teams to, because we're not professional and we don't have that extra players to be able to freshen the team up, and we're going to have this problem. So maybe the final series can be done away with the fact that we've got this NPL Championship, then we've got the FFA Cup and all those other things. So I don't know, something really the powers to be are going to have to think about.
Is it something that has been discussed at delegates meeting?
Not really, to be honest. I mean, there was when South won the championship in normal season, and they were crowned champions. There's no doubt that people saying, "Oh, we conditioned our teams to play finals," also. So there was an argument on the other side. So, but I think it has to be discussed, because it's getting harder for clubs to sustain it, really.
Is it going to be tough to bring the boys back up after such tough defeat today, or do you think that given their competitive nature that they'll just be, ready to go when the Edgeworth Eagles game comes? Because you look at South Melbourne last year, after losing that grand final, they went on to lose shock loss against Hobart Olympia.
Yeah, look, it's we spoke about it just after the game and to the boys, and I just told them, that they've got a lot to look forward to. They've got to put this behind them. They've achieved amazing things this year, and you got to get on with it. Whilst it's disappointing, we can't change it now. So, they've got to understand that they've got a lot to look forward to. So, and that's what we're working on. Thank you, guys.